Welcome back, guys. This is episode 3. Now, in this part, I want to try and focus on potentially building up an army and then look at the other half of what our chapter reforms are, because we've done a lot of military order stuff where we've, been abusing the manpower we start with. We've also been using our diplomacy to get military sponsorships, which is giving us, well, quite a lot, to be honest. 14 just from Castile, which is unbelievable, right? 14 for doing nothing. But I also want to be focused on the other half of this, which is our Crusader in the Sea reform. This reform allows our privateers to raid for slaves. And I didn't. The whole reason I wasn't using that in the beginning of the game, which I definitely should have been, is because I didn't understand what it was. Obviously, this is my first time playing as an order, so it's not perfect, and I'm not claiming it will be, but definitely using our privateers to raid across maybe these provinces and getting down the Levant, supposedly would help a lot. We're missing employees just everywhere, which is not good. Yeah, a lot of our buildings are unprofitable, there's not enough people working there, it's not integrated, and also we've gotten a small amount of labourers. To be fair though, we are one of the most labour intensive nations. I mean, look over here, but I don't want to become a majority slave. I feel like taking slaves is kind of anti-Catholic, but it was given to me for a reason, so I'm gonna use it. Throughout this episode, though, I do kind of want to really make I don't want to say a push, but a focus on getting our money up and kind of integrating while settling down peasants. So obviously this isn't going to be, well, again, this is the beginning, so I don't know, but I do not predict that this is going to be a very war-heavy video, but I do want to try and, take out these guys, at least. Then we have like a smooth kind of border going down. Cyprus and Canada, or Crete, they're ripe for the taking. Then we've got some Venetian islands as well. If we get a claim on the islands, we'll get taken war score. So, and I don't feel like Venice would be able to make us, a play for down here. Athens, I want to kind of keep independent for a little while. They're Catholic and they're doing a lot on the converting. So once they're fully Catholic, I'd probably just take them at that point. Also, same with Achaia. I mean, I could war two Sicilies while they're not insanely strong, because they're gonna get Italy. I'm fairly certain about that. But they are also changing everything to Catholic, and you never know what will happen between these two. So that is the overall plan. Obviously, stuff rarely goes to plan. I don't foresee this being the most intensive one, so it's probably going to be a very chopped up video, quite similar to my last one. In my last video I had over 6.5 hours of raw footage, and I don't know how I managed to cut it up in 10 minutes. I wanted it to be like 30. But yeah, it ended up being 12 minutes, and I was like, what the? I think the main goal originally right now is to fill up this gold mine. This gold mine is going to be the base. A month has ticked since the intro. So I want to build off of what I was saying there and kind of build some ships here. Like that'd be kind of useful. I don't think it's my direct ships. I think it's more privateer ships, but even still, I'm gonna get 5 because they are quite cheap. I think it's privateers, but even still, I'm going to build up this small navy. I'm going to probably do Black Sea. So now we got privateers in there. They don't like me. But when have they ever? And then we'll do. They don't like me, but when have they? And then we're going to do One more, 'cause it's using up a lot of our sailors. That angered 2 Sicilies, but it's fine. Okay, our privateers are already giving us 5 ducats a month. It's not too bad, because sponsored privateers are decaying factors. Pyramids, I would say, would get it quite harsh, right? 50? Yeah, 50. It's gonna decay. The Mamluks, they're much weaker. It's not insignificant anymore. I feel like I could hold my ground against them. Definitely get a white piece if they try to attack, especially since they've got no direct border. So yeah, it's not based off our direct ship, it's based off of our sailors. Which means that I should be getting down to dock. Yeah, I need to go get some docks and banking. And then I will go down to the top. Okay, I've embraced banking. And I'm going to immediately use that. And we're going to go down dock. We also can go for this, which is a we are currently playing, or we're playing, Knights Hospitalier. So we can go down to this. Mercenary recruitment's going to be very nice. We also do get counting house of that, and I want to go for bureaucracy. This will help with our market, which is something that's going to be incredibly needed, especially since we've taken over the market center. I'm going to go for that. That's all we need. Anything else is extra. I don't want to be staying a duchy. That's my issue. I don't want to be a duchy. Becoming a kingdom helps. We're close on this. This is what's going to take a long time, and this is not going to take long. By the time this is done, these two will be done, and the prestige is just a lottery. Unless we get to the point where I'm having to invest in it. I've just unlocked the Inquisition law, so we'll now look through this. Papal control gives me satisfaction equilibrium, but it's for half the conversion speed, and I don't feel like that's particularly worthwhile. I'd rather have the 20. It's an expensive law to implement. Wow. Okay, I want to give a small kind of tutorial on how best to learn how the trade markets work. So if we go here, right, I have my market on my markets, my trading automated. Just for this, I don't want to say like a demonstration, but just for what I'm saying here. Also, there's so many markets you're gonna have to look through. But say if you own a market center, obviously you want that market to be the best market there is. So obviously you've got, if you click on the market, you can see the market language, the center, who owns it. So obviously we own this market. Its center, so where it's based, is in Constantinople, obviously. And because it's a Greek majority here, we speak Greek. The market is traded through Greek language. There's some minor stuff like food price. If your provinces are starving, this is how much it would cost. Stockpiles, what's in this market, what's banned in this market, I should say. So, because we have the law that bans the export of gold and silver, so we are minting the more valuable gold and silver cannot be traded. We cannot export it, we can import it. Obviously, this is our market. This is our market. We have the market center. We own this market. So our trade advantage is the highest within the market, making us the first of the 36 countries that use this market for trade. As you zoom out, you can see the trade routes and where some of these exports and imports are going, where it goes to travel through. This is also a sound toll. So in between here is a toll. If any boat wants to go through here, they have to spend money. So you see those market lines I had up. So these market lines I've had up. So say if a country from, I don't know, the Dubrick market is going through here, but he's trying to trade someone from Kaffa, going to go, and if it wants to go through, it has to pay the tax on the sound toll. Which is why, say, if I was to war Bulgaria and I didn't have the men to fight it, a very cheeky way of getting out of it is by offering him sound toll exemption, which most nations would accept, because it's very good for them economically, but it does pretty much nothing, unless they're the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth that's trading through your market. It's doing nothing, right? You're making pennies off of them, which is a very cheeky way to get out of a couple of wars. Back to little tutorial I was doing, if you have an automated market, but you still want to obviously be learning the market system, the best way to do that is by hovering over this, and it tells you pretty much everything you need to know. The market value, so last month there was 571 ducats worth of goods exchanged in this market. Food stockpile, we're currently on max, it's going up. We have a surplus of fish, a big surplus of fish, big surplus of slaves. It's got a very good, we've got a very good supply, but it's got very little demand. I mean, you can check all of these. So it's got a very big supply in fish, but very low demand. That's why there's a surplus, obviously. You can see how it's been in previous months. Wine has a very big supply, very low demand, hence the surplus. Obviously, it's going to be that, and you can look at who's got the most trade advantage within your market. But what you're going to want to do is your greatest needs. We have a very low supply and a very high demand for pepper, books, gold, which we can export, which is why it's so demanded. We have a supply for it, but we don't have the. We have the supply for it, but we aren't using it. We can't export it. Whereas pepper, check on the raw materials out there. Do we have, or I wouldn't say pepper because that's something that you produce. But like, say if we had a wine shortage, what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna increase our RGOs on wine. We have a dyes shortage. Okay, well then we'll increase our dyes. But something like incense, so like lead, we would increase the RGOs. We have incense, have to make, I think. And books, we'd obviously have to make, increase an RGO on a book. If you have a look at our buildings, Potter's Guild, it tells you what they make. It's building time, how much building market cost. This production method, so it needs tools, it needs sand, it needs livestock, and then that creates leather. It's a very simple but intricate system, and that is the best I understand of it. What you do is you would build, a jeweler's guild, but then you'd realize, oh, well, I need more gold. Okay, well, you'd expand your gold RGO, or I need more gems for enhancements. Okay, well, I'm going to expand my gem RGO, and then you would be able to produce more jewels and the jewelry and everything that comes out of it. Just because you've upgraded what it takes to produce it, you also need suitable workers. So I don't have 2,000 workers in my gold mine. I don't have 900 in my gem mine because they're not laborers; they're peasants. So once I have a lot of integration, I'll begin settling here, probably in Constantinople as well. So then we have a majority laborer in that area at minimum before I start conversing. Okay, I'm going to do something potentially risky here. Not risky, but I'm going to give the story or burgers or whatever, depending on where you are and what your nation is. I'm going to give them control over the coinage. It's going to give me an extra 1% minting threshold. It's going to give me gold output, which is something that we need, especially considering we have gold. It will also empower them a bit more, and then once they're empowered a bit more, I'll probably give them building rights. Probably want to do this. It's going to lower my devotion, which is going to bring my initial money down. But I think we'll be okay, especially once it kicks in. 1.2, and Fate the Phoenix is coming out. I really hope that I do get the Theodosian walls around there. It's something I've wanted for a while now, especially just looking at everything. Because look, they're right here, Theodosian walls. Yeah, the best garrison in the world. It would be really funny if they added the weeks, very weak to cannon multiply. Even though they actually held out a very long time. We're also slowly making our way up in the powers. Not that any of that matters, but still, 41, and we've gone back up. So yeah, it did give me an increase. It gave me a ducat worth of increase a month. Well, that's not the worst idea on the planet then. It just takes some time to rebalance out. because it costs devotion to hand out these things. Just a couple months in the future, maybe a year, you know. Gonna embrace Renaissance. I was checking through and I was like, well, is there anything I really want from Renaissance? And yeah, an extra cabinet seat is perfection right now. And another reform on top of that. This whole tree, I always bomb rush this entire tree so I can get the reform, the cabinet seat, power, projection, capacity, and this. So it's gonna go down. I got rid of everything past counting house. So we're gonna have to go back through all of this again. So we're gonna go down to mercenaries. And their hiring costs, the lock now. Books aren't here anymore because we built all those scriptoriums. Can the golden horde die? It is 1384. Die. Once we annex all of our subjects, once they're all integrated in Catholic, we'll have insanely high population, very good population that's Catholic as well. It'll be Greek as well because all of our people are Greek Catholics. Oh, the Pope wants an alliance. I think that's good. Obviously, it could pin me against two Sicilies. I'm not saying it won't. But I could just, you know, invade Achaia and Albania. Maybe get like a peace deal for Achaia, like a separate peace deal. But it also, this is really nice. It increases our opinion because we're allies. Rival of my rival also. So this sponsored privateer is irrelevant now. The different societal values as well. But yeah, it's just irrelevant now that we're allied. So once I get enough religious influence, I can request a cardinalcy on Constantinople, the center of orthodoxy for 2 millennia, or a millennia would be more accurate. The center of orthodoxy for most of, you know, its life will now have a Catholic cardinal seat in it and be a seat of Catholicism as well. And I feel like that is a very good place to kind of wrap up the whole integrating Constantinople, making Constantinople Catholic. It kind of marks the end of the era for Orthodox Christianity in Greece and Anatolia. Some of this is very, very Muslim now, to the point where I'm even debating pushing deep into Anatolia, because what I was going to do originally was take out these three, the Ionids and the Karamids, right? I was going to take that, and then I kind of have a border on Antioch here, and it would kind of be cleaner. But I'm more tempted to just kind of also become very naval, more so, and just create, you know, Antioch, Jerusalem, and then, you know, I'll have all these by then. I feel like it'd be funny if we take Mecca. I did it before, and you can't destroy it, which I feel like it's weird. I feel like because when the Ottomans took over the Hagia Sophia, what did they do? Well, they converted it into a mosque. Why can I not destroy or convert, you know, the holy site of Mecca? Because I feel like if there was realistically a, you know, a Christian nation there at the site of Islam, they would probably be more inclined to converting or defaming it in some manner, to just because of the long-lasting rivalry between the two religions. Obviously not modern day, but back in this era especially, yes. But I feel like if they include that, they have to include it for everyone. They couldn't just make that like a Christian thing. Oh yeah, Christians can destroy Muslim holy sites, but Muslims can't destroy Christian holy sites. It could bring up a lot of controversy. I feel like it would be like a blanket thing that any can convert or destroy another holy site. So literally this month is going to be Parliament, I believe. And once we have Parliament, we're going to get the CB on Crete. So next month, apologies, next month now will happen. Oof, big chunk taken for Bulgaria there. There we go. Now full Parliament. Now what can we do? I mean, wow, that army is so good, to be frank. But the only thing I'd actually want. I'll lessen the levy obligations. We've already made the switch from levy to professional army. The more I look at it, a free Crete could be an excellent naval base and a good way to project authority. We'll do it. I'll get the Crete. one. Get a second Castello. I don't know, maybe Athens wouldn't be a bad choice. I could probably get a good CB here, right? I'm gonna get on here. Okay, well that's gonna fail now, but it wasn't the worst in the world. And we're going to immediately just go to war for this. 1,000 men is nothing. Declare war. I'm gonna do this at the same time. Okay. Gonna be on here as well. And it's just immediate stack wipe. Can't do anything else. Get money for it. There we go. Go to vassal. Yep. They like me. Then issue is different primary culture. But not anymore. Full course. I think my vassals could handle this, to be honest. I believe in my vassals. I think we can do this. So we're going to immediately go towards here. Plan is take Naxos, take the Ionian Islands. We're just going to take as much as we can. This should be fine. They're... Oh, yeah. Fine. Stack wipe. And then Serbia doing the same thing. And another stack wipe back to back. I mean, I haven't really been looking over here, because I don't want to. This looks like a really bad order. Yeah. Military order. That's hilarious. Like, no one else converted, that's just them being awesome. Gotta love it. You have to love it. Start loving it. I'm gonna separate sue. They're gonna obviously accept the Ionian Island provenance granted to me. The Ionians probably would accept now that I've got their capital. Yep. Take the money for them. I will take their land. Like that. That's all I want from them. Do that as well. Yeah, I could because I'd be taking their mountains as well. Yeah, I'm gonna take just everything there. We're gonna separate these. We're gonna take their vassal here. Okay, I feel like that's the best piece still we're gonna get, and it kind of equals out our borders a lot. So we're just gonna get money out of them. I can get 8 ducats out of them. Oh, no way more? Really? So mean. Stop raising mercenaries. I could be stealing this money from you, but no, you'll waste mercenaries. I'm making 51 a month. Naxos, you are now mine. I'm not even gonna bother vassalizing. It's just another one province vassal that I don't want to deal with. I'm gonna integrate here. I know I said that I was gonna stay small, and I still do plan to do 100%. I'm just actually kind of doing a Magali idea at this point, but I do fully plan. I'm more focused on getting rid of these big threats. Get a lot of money from them. 55 a month. Not bad. Another key. Not how you say it at all. Please. Olo. I see another one. Do the Ottomans. They're gonna be Turkish. I'm just gonna do this. Create one more vassal. Because I want nothing. And all the land I just took, I want nothing to do with. Except from like the Greek stuff. Because the Greek stuff is actually going to be useful to me. This stuff is not. Yeah, I can't even Greek. Got 50k Turks. I have nothing Turkish really. And Catholicism is bigger than Islam. So we are making big progress. There you go, 2 wars done. This is our borders, looking a lot better. Making 60 a month. I kind of want to take the Levant. I mean, I'm almost there. Maybe it's worth just taking that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to spend some more time thinking about it. Do I just want like a continuous border? It might look stupid though, because I know when the Mamluks come in and they do like just their little border take, it looks really dumb. But then again, if I just random white splotches, would also look worse. Either way, I think the Mamluk wars are going to be for the next part. So, if anyone wants to put in their 2 pence on it, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Now's your chance to speak about it. There we go. So we did 2 things at once here. We gained Thessaly is integrated, so we can begin. Probably gonna go for Evros, which I think is actually more useful here. Okay, now the Parliament. It's been a while, not too long. We've almost got armories, which is something I've wanted for a while now. This is incredibly helpful. The remote integration process, that's amazing, because even if you don't pass it, it still is increasing. Also, while everything was going on, Achaia has broken free. It's gonna get Cyprus. It's got 100,000 people, all Catholic. And then we're gonna head over. I feel like we should be able to win this. Or it's gonna be the laggiest thing ever. Not even over the month tick, like just in general, it's incredibly laggy. Okay, let's see this. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, was that was a stack wipe. Alright, well I'm taking all our money. I will release Cyprus again. The last one. Okay. We're also 25th in the world at the moment, which is excellent. We started at like 300. 350 something? 360 maybe? Guys, this is where we're going to leave it for part 3. I didn't think we'd be doing much expanding, and it turns out that we have. What we were originally planning to do, which was to play tool and build up the economy, we've done quite a bit. We're 25th in the world now. We're making 73 a month, while max spending diplomatically. And most of it's just base diplomatic income, is where we're getting a lot of our money from. We're getting a lot from privateering. France and Castile have started paying us more. And you can see in our tax base, like our manual tax base, where we've started, we had a peak and then it's fallen, but ever since we've started this episode, I'd say about here, it just rose and it's just gone up and up. We've got a decent amount of money, we've got positive stability, so we can go into the next part where we do start building up to fight the Mamelukes, or even maybe do fight the Mamelukes. We can go into the next part strong and with enough money to be able to fund a very big army. We've already got a decently sized one, but I think it's just worthwhile building it up further. Here are the map modes. This is how religions are looking. We haven't been doing much converting, we've been integrating a lot, but here's the cultures. A lot more solidly Greek. I mean, these areas are 100% Greek. Integration is looking very good. There's a lot more green on it. The gold mine and the gems are integrated. But for now, I think this is where we're going to leave it off. We've managed to build a very good, I'm going to call it an empire because we have made the last empire. But we've made a very good empire out of this. Thank you guys for watching. If it does well, that'll be a next part. If not, I want to wait until 1.2 comes out, update, and play as Eastern Rome again, and try and reform Rome. I'll have to wait a bit and see how it all goes, but yeah, we'll see, won't we?